Yes, welcome. The welcome to the show. I'm your host, Alex. How's everyone doing? That's right. We've got a lot to talk about tonight on the show, and I'm ready to get to it. So let's dive into it. First off, yes. Well, where should I start? I know. Max Preps released the OSSA bracket finally after what day? Take it what you will. Anywho, now that that's been released, we already. I still need to go over. That's right. I need to. Okay, I'm going too fast. I just started and going too fast. Slow down, Alex. I've wanted to do this. I know I said I would be doing this a bit earlier. I mean, a bit later on 6:50, but I wanted to talk about this because I found this. Well, I thought I found it, but apparently my computer does not work for me. So I pulled a video. I have a video playing for us today, but we're also going to be discussing the Alex poll, which I do have on digital formats. Wait, did I? I think I could be wrong. Oh, I need to get my book. That's why. I'll be right back. I'm going to get my book. Awesome. Yes, I. Perfect. I got it. Okay. Focus. Cool. So here's the Alex poll. This is the Alex poll. So we're gonna go ahead and pull it up. Now on digital. It's on here because I forgot I couldn't get it to go digital for some reason. I'm excited for week 11. Wait, no. It's week 12, right? Yeah, sorry. I'm excited for week 12. I know this says week 11, but it's week 12. Forgive me for that error. I'm here. And I do have I have a special playoff picture that from what I've gathered. It's a lot different than what you expect. We do also have the rankings coming out tonight, which will be awesome. But if you remember, I made a little short. Talking about a certain poll I made. Well, it has been filled out. That's right, it has officially been filled out. So now I can actually show you. And if you're wondering, any X's means these teams are just currently bowl eligible or currently going to be playing in a bowl. So if you see any X's, then they're just going to be playing in a bowl, and I just have not put them down yet because of their data, or they played this week. So here it is. Ignoring all this, there's the Alex poll. We're going to go over it. Now explain some of the ones I didn't put in. First off, this is going to shock a lot of people, but I feel like I have to put them in here because of the strength of schedule. Ohio State's obviously number one. They're going to whip Michigan. Just go check out yesterday's show if you want to see why they're going to beat the crap out of Michigan. Sorry, I dropped my pen. Anyways, next up this is going to be a bit shocking, but I think they earn it because even though I want them to lose to Oklahoma, they probably won't. It'd be a good game, but I think Alabama will pull away, knock Oklahoma out of the playoffs, which is sad, but that's just how it goes. Can't wait for the playoffs, though, because we got some other teams to talk about. But as of right now, for what it is, until we see them play on the field, I've got Alabama going out and finishing the rest of their season, and there'll be a 11 loss. There'll be 11-1 team. Their only loss being to A&M in the championship. That's the only other way I can see it going. So because they are in the SEC, now this is not just because of SEC bias. Okay, I want to put this out here now. This is because of strength of schedule and the fact that if you play in the SEC, you are playing one of the toughest divisions in college football. It's basically the NFL equivalent to the playoff. It's a long stretch, and you 1 week at a time. Other teams get 2 weeks. At this, you just 1 week, 1 week, 1 week. Whoever comes out on top deserves it, and Alabama deserves it. So I have Ohio State. I'm gonna just read them off, and then I'll explain. Ohio State at 1, Alabama's 2, A&M's at 3, Indiana's at 4, BYU's at 5, Georgia's at 6. Texas Tech is at 7. Ole Miss is at 8. Oregon's at 9. Texas is at 10. Oklahoma, I have them right behind them at 11. And Vandy, I have 12. Georgia Tech, I have 13. Memphis is 14. Louisville's 15. Navy 16. USC 17. South USF is 18. Missouri is 19. James Madison is 20. Notre Dame is, I have a feeling they're going to lose their game and they're going to be out, so I put them at 21, and I'll explain in a moment. And then SMU. And then at the very bottom, you have the bowl teams, but then you have 23 Washington, and 24 Miami, and then 25 Michigan. So let's go in depth into this poll, and we'll talk about it. First off, the top 4, I have no idea how you can make it. You can make an argument for either one. Okay, so we're just going to pretend that they're by themselves. They locked themselves in. They're by themselves, barring a whatever collapse, a Penn State style collapse won't happen. So let's talk about why BYU gets the number 5. Here's why. If you think about it, just because they lost to Texas Tech doesn't mean they're frauds. They can still win out, and I made a video about this saying why the underdog teams need to be more respected. Same with Oklahoma. I'll get to them in a second. If BYU, listen to this, BYU wins out, they would have the win against Utah, so Utah can't jump BYU. Texas Tech would have the win, but they would be right behind Georgia, because if Georgia wins, that means they win Texas, they win against the rest of their other schedule, and that means they have more top ranked wins than Texas Tech does in the Big 12. Same thing with BYU. BYU though has a bit more in terms of their schedule. For instance, Utah is a good example. Like, they have some quality wins. They've been tested. So that's why they would be above Texas Tech. Texas Tech, the only good win you could say right now was that BYU, because it was the only ranked one that was actually important to you. If you lost that game, you'd probably still be in. You just need to have someone else. You would just have to hope that BYU wins out, so that way it looks good, and then you play each other in the Big 12 title. More on that in a minute. But those are kind of too long in. I'll just say right now, if it's BYU and Texas Tech, I do not mind. And maybe BYU will get up for that game. Anywho, Georgia. Okay. So when there's a saying, Mima once said, when you play a team, okay, you play a team, you don't know who they are, you haven't faced them at all, you face it for the first time, and you're like, is this team really that good? They can't be. They've been trailing the entire season. Their last 5 games, they've been trailing. They find ways to. That's why they are a good team, because they win. They find ways to win. They're not some magical Texas team. They are Georgia. They are the epitome of strength. You beat Georgia, you have to beat them at their game. You have to outplay Georgia, outsmart Georgia, and outsmart even Kirby Smart, which is funny enough, his name is Kirby Smart. You've gotta outplay Georgia to beat Georgia. It's as simple as that. That's why Alabama always has to jump, because they're one step smarter than Georgia. That's how it is. Moving on. Number 7, Ole Miss. They earned it. Their biggest test was against Oklahoma, and they went under the radar and flew with flying colors. They have proven time and time again that they can go with the big guys. Oklahoma, Georgia, Auburn, even possibly might be even Alabama. They can go toe to toe. And that's just the beauty of it. They've turned this. Lane Kiffin, he's going to be on everyone's radar come the off season, but I don't think he's going anywhere. And if he doesn't go anywhere, Ole Miss is going to be forever in the playoffs for a long time. Oregon. Now, I had a bit of an issue with Oregon because I debated them putting them behind either in Texas and Oklahoma, but then I realized that you would have basically meaning you threw out the Penn State game and Iowa game, which those are. We'll say right now. I'm going to say right now. I'm going to bang it on the top of my head, and I want everyone to hammer this home. They killed Penn State. The reason Penn State sucks is they killed them. They went into Happy Valley and killed them. They beheaded them. And that at the time they were ranked. Now they're not. You've got to look at the fact when the game was played and who they played, who and when they played. Because if you told me going into this season Oregon would kill Penn State, I would have said you're full BS. You're full of bullshit. Yet here we are in week 12, and Penn State's not even in the conversation to make a bowl. Oregon did what Vandy did to Alabama with the help of Oklahoma last year. They killed them. They killed Alabama. There's so much parity with that. Think of Alabama. I'm going to use this example. Think of Alabama last year. They were hot. They were going. They were ready to go, and they were bound for the playoff. They took their foot off the gas against Vandy, and Vandy got the jump. Again, that's probably one of the biggest upsets in college football history, excluding the infamous Michigan State, which, God forbid, that'll be a legendary moment in history of college football if I've ever seen it. And I was 2013. I was still alive during to see that. But right now, I still think it's not the best, but it is one of the most iconic, and that's what we remember from the 2024 season is Vandy upsetting. So Vandy kills Alabama. Well, they don't kill. They wound Alabama, and now they're humiliated. So now you have Alabama limping to the finish line. And the one team that should not have won ends up being their dagger and ending their season. My team, Oklahoma, they stayed at Norman on senior night, on senior night, and put up 24 against Alabama, and Alabama only put up immediately 3, ending the season that was Alabama. If Alabama won Vandy, we would not be here to this day to talk about it. They fell off the way Penn State did. Hot, and then dead. So, enough of that. I think, but just based on what I've seen from Oregon, they can win the big ones. That's what matters. Texas and Oklahoma, I'm going to just ignore Red River. They've been able to win big, but they haven't been consistent. Obviously, you think of Kentucky, Mississippi State, and Florida versus Texas. You think of Oklahoma versus Ole Miss versus what is their name? Versus Texas. Yeah, I guess Texas versus who else was there? There was one other loss they had. Michigan. One Michigan and one Auburn. They won against Temple. Then they had Red River. Deer got hurt. Then they lost to Ole Miss. So there's one. There's 2 losses. And actually, I think that was it. Wait, are they 9-3? No, they're 9-2. Yeah. Anyways, so those are the 2 losses. So again, they can still make a case because if we go back to the preseason, I swear to God, they got the button. They got the end of the stick for this SEC conference schedule. Holy crap! Did they get put into the dog pile? I'm not even joking. Now we know it's worse because these are all ranked teams. Well, Auburn and Michigan, Michigan maybe, but Michigan ranked, Alabama ranked, Missouri ranked, LSU was ranked, Texas ranked, Ole Miss ranked. Auburn, not ranked. So they had like almost the entire schedule was ranked teams, and it's worse now because they were ranked. They are ranked teams. So you can do it, take it what you will. Oregon, they've shown me they just need to do more style, and then we'll bump them up higher. But for right now, they stay at number 8. Texas, look, Oklahoma and Texas basically play the number 1, number 2, the number 4 and 5 tonight. I mean on Saturday. Now I want to say something. If both teams win and beat Georgia and Alabama, you could very well see not Oklahoma and Texas fighting for a bid into the playoffs. However, there is a catch, and this is why it's always circled on everyone's calendar come October, when the Red River is a game that has decided these teams' playoffs. Here's a good example of that in practice. Let's say Oklahoma wins Red River. They lose to Ole Miss. They win against their next 3. Then they lose to, so they still lose. So they're 9-1. They're 9-2. I'm gonna say they lose to. So they lose to Ole Miss. Let's say they lose Missouri. Okay. We'll say they lose. Well, actually no. We'll say they lose to Alabama. So you have Ole Miss and Alabama. Now that would even be better for Oklahoma because then it would be close games. However, they won Red River, so let's say we have this situation now in this hypothetical. If I were to tell you these teams win out the rest of the schedule, they beat Georgia and Alabama, their final 2 main tests, and then they win out the rest of the schedule, which would be easy for both teams. They are ready for Selection Sunday. If I were to tell you who would be in, would you guys say Oklahoma because they have the better win? Texas wins Georgia, but Alabama would be the better win because Alabama is higher. Or would I tell you that Texas wins because of Red River? I don't think it takes a genius to understand who would win in a Red River tiebreaker. Why? Who won the head-to-head in Red River? It was Texas. If Texas wins out, they're in. So here's what Oklahoma, again, I said this before, and I forgot to mention this in the underdog thing video. Let's say Oklahoma wins, so they go 9-3. Texas lose to Georgia, and then they lose their next game, and they go 9-4. Oklahoma could have a strong case that the committee just looks past the Red River and says, look, you won your schedule, you beat Texas, lost, so your win against them doesn't matter. They're out of the playoffs, so that win doesn't really matter. We'll bump you ahead of Texas. It's the only way Oklahoma gets in. Even if Oklahoma, if they both win out, which would be a Cinderella story for both teams, Texas would guarantee a spot over Oklahoma because they have the head-to-head in Red River. So those 2 teams I'm watching very closely. Vanderbilt, why is no one putting them up? They're the only team in the SEC that has been after the Texas game. People said, "Oh, well, it's Vandy again. Vandy's back to being Vandy." No, they're a damn good football team. They went toe to toe with Alabama. Yes, they didn't. The score doesn't look pretty, but they went toe to toe with them. They went toe to toe to They've been able to prove themselves time and time again. And even in the later half, when they faced these back heavy loads of teams like Texas, Missouri, Auburn, all these backloaded teams that would normally Vandy would lose, they've been able to show that they have resilience. They are a win. They're an underdog team in textbook definition. I keep them there until they lose another game. They stay there, and I don't want to hear any questions. Gotta make it sound like I'm a Vanderbilt fan, but I'm not. I'm a Oklahoma fan. Anyways, I don't know what you can say. I'll get to USF. I might just right here. Just cross Georgia Tech, Memphis, Louisville, Navy. I'll keep USC and circle them. I'm just gonna move USF up to where Georgia Tech was. Here's what I think was gonna happen. There's only gonna be 2 teams that get in let's say so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I'm gonna just pretend that BYU and Texas don't get in. I'm just gonna say BYU doesn't get in, Texas gets in, so that's one Big Ten team. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean Big 12 teams. So one Big 12, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Texas Tech is 5. Georgia's 6, so you have that. Ole Miss gets in at 7, so then you have Oregon. So at most, Georgia Tech, one of these two teams, South Florida or Georgia Tech, if they win out, one of them will be out and one will be in. Just that's how it's gonna be. So everyone else, they're fighting for their bid. Notre Dame, the only reason I'm having that is because I do not believe in them. They just need to win out their schedule, and I will believe in them fully. That's it. There's nothing to worry about. So there's your Ox poll. Most of these teams that I had on here were going to a bowl and probably not, and are more likely to go win out their season, maybe win out their conference, but never not make the playoffs. So these are the playoff mainly playoff teams. I can't wait to see what happens this Saturday. It's going to be an interesting Saturday. Anyways, we're done with that. I can finally put that away. All right, let's talk about it. Week 12. This should be week 12 predictions. Let's go over them. I don't think I went over them. If I did went over them yesterday, then correct me, but I don't think I did. So let's do that. Obviously, we're going to start off with the biggest game of the week. Let's get the biggest game of the week. Week 12. Sorry, I had something in my mouth. Alrighty. The biggest game of the week, the one that everyone's going to be watching. There's actually two of them, but these two games people are going to be watching very closely. I'm going to share the screen. Who would have guessed that we would be in this position? Oklahoma and Alabama. Who would have saw this coming? The Oklahoma Sooners versus the Crimson Tide. Top 10 matchup, top 20 matchup. Beautiful. Again, the money line and all this. We don't care about it. Look at the percentage. Don't care about it. I want you to remember, these two teams have our running game. Keep an eye on the running game for both teams because that's going to be the deciding factor. And I think Oklahoma is going to run it more than they're going to throw it. It's me. November 15th, 2:30. Let's go ahead and do it because I want to wrap this stuff up. Give me OU 27. Sorry, 20. Give me OU 20 to 14. I'm sorry, 20 to 16. Okay. Next. Let's go to the other big game, I guess. And look when did they play? Well, they play at 6:30. Athens, Georgia. Arch Manning, Gunnar Stockton. We have two big showdowns. John Mateer versus Ty Simpson, and Arch versus Gunnar. Who could have guessed this would be our matchups? Who could have guessed these would be the quarterbacks and teams we'd had for week 12? We're gonna get a treat this Saturday. Give me Georgia by 400. I don't think I hope Texas loses. And even if they do lose, they can't do anything against Georgia. If Oklahoma goes way out, if Alabama goes way up, it should be, in theory, these two teams are just going to be, they're done, they're eliminated. And of course, they come at the two teams that eliminated them from the point, one would have been eliminated, one eliminates an original revenge game off the map, and the other one would also eliminate a team that won the conference and lost to the championship, still made it in, and then still lost. So it'll be it'll be two revenge games in one, and I can't wait. All right, let's start on Friday. Give me Louisville. They're done. They're going bowling at this point. Give me Minnesota. I think Minnesota's going to be a trap game for Oregon. If Oregon wins, then they're locked in. Give me Indiana. Give me A&M. Watch this. This is about to be quick. Give me Pitt. Give me Michigan. Give me Oklahoma. Give me Texas Tech. Give me Virginia. Give me Georgia Tech. Give me NC State. Pulling off the ups. Give me Miami. Give me USC. Give me Tennessee. Give me Ole Miss. Give me Utah. Give me Give me Washington. Give me Ohio State. Give me Georgia. Give me Missouri. Give me BYU. It's that simple. We're done. All right. Oh, there you go. Do I need to say any more? No. We're gonna wrap things up with a special thing. I've got this video ready to go, and let me just make sure you guys can actually see me. See if you guys can actually see me. Oh. We good? We good? Think we're good. Cool. We're gonna pull it up. You ready? Here we go. Yes, I'm also still tired, so sorry if I'm very, 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 very tired. If I sound very tired. Anywho, I wanted to do this special announcement for BA because I wanted to tell you guys how much these teams mean to me. And I feel like they deserve it. Alright, this is a short video I made. And you guys are gonna watch it. Alright. Enjoy. Yeah, I'm actually gonna turn on my webcam and you guys are gonna watch it full. I'm gonna go mute as well. Enjoy. Now I'm gonna speak over it. So BA in 2017, BA went 5-1 in the regular season. They ended 7-5 in the postseason, falling again short to Union in the semifinals. So 2018 they went 13-0. In 2018, BA went 10-0 in the regular season, and then at 13-0 after the postseason, beating Jinx in the championship to win their first title in school history. (2019 to 2024). BA would come up short in 2019 and would never touch a playoff afterwards. 2020 to 2024, BA never cracked more than 5 wins. I hope you like the animation. There you go. That's where it's a nice somber moment. Tip my hat to you, BA. But folks, that's gonna wrap this show up. It's a bit shorter, but it has to be. We'll be live on Thursday with the Week 12 predictions. I mean, not Week 12. It's gonna be out of order, but just bear with me. Thursday, 6:50, which will be the new time for right until Thanksgiving's over. 6:50, we will be going over every playoff prediction that I have. OSSA, which is high school, college, and the NFL. Can't wait. Let me know what you guys think about the rankings tonight. We're not going to watch it. We're not going to do a reaction live to it. Maybe I will do it on a short. I'll react to it through a short. We'll see. But for now, I'm Alex. This has been the Alex Show. We do this for fun. Again, make sure you like and subscribe. Turn on notifications. Tell me what you think. Make sure you go watch my other stuff. I do great content like this 24 daily. We're going to switch it up a bit. Like I said, there's some more videos with some more context. Go find out. Go check out my community. It's fun. We're going to hang out there. And let's grow a community. I'm your host, Alex. I'm Alex from the Alex Show. If I messed it up, I messed it up. And I'll see you guys on Thursday. I'm going to go take a nap. I'm going to go to bed. We're gone and gone. Wrapping it up. Can we get like Can we get like the minutes of? Can we get like the? Sure. Wait.